So my name is Gabriel Azevedo, and I've been going to Northgate for about 2 years, and I've been on staff here for a year now. And I'm in charge of socials and help out John White with stories. So I came to Northgate from a church in Napa called Cornerstone, and there I found my passion for camera work and videography. Eventually, there was pretty much a church split. The church became divided, and I had a decision to make. My parents left the church. My parents wanted me to go with them, which was very understandable, but I didn't feel like it was my time to leave the church yet. I just wanted clear direction, so I was praying for that. And then eventually, it became clear to me that it was my time to go, so I left, and I was churchless for a few months, and it was a weird experience because up until that point, I was going to church my whole life. My parents heard about this church called Northgate in Benicia, and my very first time coming here was the worship night during the fires in Napa. I did not want to be here. I had a bitter heart, and I was angry that I had to leave my old church and come to this new church. The Lord worked in me, softened my heart. I met a few people. My dad introduced me to John and started helping out here. And it slowly became apparent to me that this is where the Lord was pushing me. And I became open to the idea that, okay, you go through different seasons through life, and you go through hard times, you learn through them, and you grow through them. And through trials and tribulations, you become a stronger Christian. So I was helping out here for a while on Sundays, taking pictures with John and stuff. I was working at construction at the time, and at the same time, on the side, I was doing wedding gigs and doing photo shoots for people for a side hustle. But at the same time, I was doing construction, and I love working with my hands. But at the same time, I couldn't. It was a weird time in my life because I wasn't very happy with my job. I applied to like around 10 different jobs having to do with photography, like just taking pictures of cars. Anything to do with the camera I wanted to get, and they all turned me down. And I don't like to throw around the word depressed a lot, but it was weighing heavily on me. I wasn't happy, and I was just praying, as with a few of my close friends, for me, just that the Lord would bless me and get me out of the weird season in my life. Then eventually I got a call from John White randomly in the middle of the day. He offered me a full-time job here, and it was a no-brainer decision. I get to do my passion, but at the same time I get to work for God, for His kingdom, building it up, and for people, because as humans we communicate with stories. So if I get to film somebody's story and it impacts somebody else, I've done my job. And I've realized over the last few years that He's given me those talents to further His kingdom, and I can't help but do it for Him. I itch when I have an idea for something and I want to create something. I just have to do it, and that's from Him.